Hello, everybody. In this recording, we are going to have a quick introduction about HTML coding and how to create our first simple website. Now, what is HTML? If you go to our Brightspace shell, HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. Yes, HTML commands are saved in a document within HTML suffix file. Or if we want to create our website, we have to think about different number of files. The first, let me say, or the main entrance file to our first page or the main page of our website is called index.html. So, and that's what we are going to do in this recording. Okay. So yes, here is a very simple question. Which file type will open in your browser when clicked? It is the HTML one. Let me try JPG. Check the answer. That is not correct. It is the okay. Try again. It is the file where that ends with or the suffix or the extension of that file is HTML. Okay, so yes, we need the IDE, and as I told you in the previous class or the introduction class, we need to deal with what we called it the Visual Studio Code IDE. Okay, and now let's, as I told you, we have a Visual Studio Code downloaded on our computers, and what I'm gonna do is to create or open a folder for myself, a new folder to start coding my HTML coding. So why? Because here in the Visual Studio Code, you are already, I believe, you started using Python coding. Okay, so I will open a new folder, not the Python folder. So I will open a new folder as I mentioned, and I'll go, for example, to this PC, and I have all of my files backed up here. Let's go to Fall 2025. I will create a new folder and I will call it what? Coding in general. Okay, and in this coding, I will right click a new folder and I would say web development 1000, and in this folder I'm gonna create the new web page. So I would say this is my new web maybe website. It's not website, it is web page, new and first web page. Okay, okay, so I will go to this one. Let me just change it to be, can I rename it now? No, yeah, web page version 1. Okay, and I will double click it. I will select the folder. Now I am under that web page. Let's go to our let's go to our C and look at the File Explorer or Windows Explorer. I'll go to backup my Fall 2025. What is coding? Web development, web page. I am in the web page. Let's start. I will go back to here and I will create a new file and I will call it index.html and I'll hit enter. Now in the index.html, if you start writing HTML, it will open what we called it the emit feature in Visual Studio Code. And in this emit feature, you have three options. You can choose the first one, or sorry, the second one, which is HTML5, and that's what we are looking for. And it will create the structure of your index.html code. Okay, or sorry, HTML file. Now, I don't want to talk about this one right now. We will talk about it later. Let me just start with the following. I will start I will start with the HTML tag, and look at here. if I hit enter, I have this open tag and this closing tag. Okay, we are dealing with different number of tags for our HTML code. Now, inside this tag, if I write the following, this is my first web page, okay, and I will save it. Okay, so now let's have a quick, as I mentioned, let's have a quick look at this content, how it looks once I open this file. So let me save. If you minimize this one, go to your web browser, look at this content now in the web page version 1. I have this index and it is opened using the Chrome. So I will double click it and here is my web page. But the problem is, if you see, look at the title of my web page. It is index.html, and this is my first web page. Okay, let me keep writing. Okay, I'll go to my Visual Studio Code and let me think about the following. Maybe the title I will consider, no, not the title. Let me say this is my XYZ company and save. Let me see the effects here, or I can go to my web browser, refresh it. Look at there, XYZ company. This is my first web page. The problem is that I thought that it is going to print XYZ company at the very beginning. Then the second one is this is my first web page. No, we have to follow the structure of the tags. Okay, so let's start with the following tag. I have h1 tag. Look at the IntelliSense. When oh, sorry, I forgot to tell you. I have to tell you that I'm using the shift and period to open the angle bracket, and I will write h1, which is talking about what we call the header, and close. So I have now two tags. The first open tag is this one, and this is the second closing tag. Okay, so we have two tags for the headers. Let me write down here. Look at the differences. If I write XYZ company, company, and I will use H2 here. I can use H2, or you can write H1. So I write H2 and I would say this is my first web page. Okay, now let's see the differences. Control save, go back to your web browser, refresh, look at the differences. The first one is the first header, and this is the second header with on its let me say style. So maybe this is, I don't know, we will ask you to search it up. What is the formatting style of header 1? It's kind of font size, and what is the formatting style of header 2 as headers. And now we have other thing I can add, for example, P, which stands for paragraph. If I hit enter, now I can write any paragraph. We are here, or I can copy any paragraph in or at an SCC. All are welcome. Now let me just copy here, control copy, control V, control V. I'll hit enter, control V, control V, V. Okay, let's see the effects of this paragraph. Okay, now control save it, refresh my page. Look at here. Now, if I restore, look at my website. Look at there, or resize my browser. Look at this page. Okay, we will talk about this one later on, which is called maybe responsive design, when we apply it to the in terms of size, or apply our website to be displayed on into mobile applications. Okay, anyways, can you see the effects? We created our first website. Hey, fantastic. Now, if I go here to our website and right click, I believe view page source, click it, it will show you the HTML coding that I did in Visual Studio Code. Yes, the open tag HTML, the closing tag HTML, and I have a content here, and then H1, H2, header 1, header 2, and we have paragraph here, and we can add tables and other things. We will talk about them in during our semester. So yes, okay, if you go back to this tab, it will take you back to your website here, close it. So yes, again, right click, view page source. It will open a new tab and it will show you the coding part. You did it in the Visual Studio Code, which is perfect. Good. So let me just go here, close this one. And what I need to say, this is not good, actually. This is not good to deal with HTML, H1, H2 without talking about the metadata of your website. Okay, we have to follow the proper structure of our code. Let me tell you something. There is something called, let me copy. If I go to sorry, so if I go to W3 school, I believe, school validator, yes, then W3 is school markup validation service. If I click it, and if I validate my code by direct input and click Control V, and check my code, look at there. It will tell me that, okay, it is a website and it is working perfectly. And now it is telling me that there are warnings or errors. So, for example, what's the language attribute to the HTML? It's missing. Okay. And we didn't see document type. Like look at here, it is telling you you have to add this tag at the very beginning. Document type HTML. Okay, and it will tell you lots of things you have to follow. So there are a few issues. In order not to get into such issues, what I'm gonna do, I don't want this one, or I'll take it. Okay, I'll take this one, control copy. This is the internal content of my web page, and then delete. And what I'm gonna do, and this is what I need you guys to deal from the early beginning of your coding in HTML. Choose HTML5, and what I wrote there, I have to put them in the body of my web page. So now anything you write it in the body will appear into the website, the web page, which is this one. Starting here is the body of your web page. Okay, so yes, everything is there. And now here is the one, document type, it is HTML. Look at there, language, sorry, the language is English, and I have the head. And look at here, document. Remember this document, and see inside the head tag. Here is the open tag, and this is the closing tag of head. Inside it, there is a few things. The meta, it is character set. It is using the UTF-8 encoding, and for example, the name it is talking about the viewport that I'm going to deal with it. Sometimes the mobile is a viewport, a tablet is a viewport, and the initial scale is one. We will talk about those ones later on. So, but focus on document. When I save it, going back to here, remember at index.html. Now, refresh, look at there. This is the title of my web page. So in this case, maybe I will write here, maybe X, Y, Z company or an SCC. Now save it, go to your website, refresh it, it's XYZ company. Okay, now I can go to the W3 school validator and copy all of those, control copy, and come up here and then go to this content, delete, control V, check it for me. Here we go. If you got this document checking completed, no errors or warnings to show, you are doing your coding in, I mean the HTML coding in a proper way. And that's what we are looking for, to be honest. Okay. Yeah, sometimes they said most of the developers they didn't deal with such a thing, but it is part of our objective of this coursework plan to validate your HTML coding from here. Okay, so yes. Now, what else? Okay, sometimes I don't like, let me say, I don't like, okay? I don't like Yusuf. Okay, when you, I hope none of you hate me, okay, or don't like me. Let me refresh. Oh, I don't like Yusuf. No, 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 no. This is comment. I want, okay, let me hide it from the customers or the people who are going to browse my website. Let me highlight it and use control slash, okay, the forward slash, and look at there, this tag is representing a comment. That means, I'll tell you now, if I go back here, refresh, look at that, that comment is not available there. No, I know it's not this the proper using for the comment. It is something you are going to tell the developers about your coding, but it is not going to be appear or displayed on your website. So it is internal guidelines for any person who is going to read those comments. Now again, let me highlight those two lines of code. I don't want them to be displayed into my website. Control slash, okay, look at there, it takes this one, and now this line and that line, and I'll go back here, refresh, nothing there. Yes, it is deleted. Why I deleted this one? Because now any content you want to write it, it should be either headers, H1, H2, H3, or in a page. Okay, now I can write any comment here. Let me write a comment and use the exclamation mark, dot, dot, look at there. Oh, sorry, slash, hyphen, hyphen. Now I'd say this is header 1 as a comment line. You can put anything here, any comment here. Okay, so you can start with the comment tag, or you can write here, for example, this is the first paragraph. This is the first paragraph that we want to talk about, blah, blah, blah. Okay, now I can highlight or click this one, control slash, consider this line as a comment line. Okay, it's an important practice for the developers. I think you are coding Python and you will comment all of your codes and explain them to the other developers, and you will explain your code to me, and it is one of the best practices for any developer. So yes, those are comment lines. I'm telling HTML, ignore them, don't display them inside my website. Those are for me only. Okay, look at there. So yes, now if we go back here, I believe we are done in terms of this introduction. What I need you guys from your side is to go to the again introduction to HTML and CSS. We will start with, for example, what is HTML, and please read the bad old days. We are using Notepad, and we have to memorize all of those code, but now Visual Studio Code is better than using Notepad. Now, what else? Creating HTML files in Visual Studio Code, and if it is I believe if you look at here, it will show you what I did in the first time of this recording. So yes, read everything by your own selves. I'm not gonna read it in my recording. So what's the title? The index.html. And if I go back again, where is, let me go back here, click, and or I'll go there, introduction. Let's have a quick look at how HTML tag works. Okay, and HTML comment, we'll see. This is a PowerPoint from Bill, one of our fantastic faculties. This presentation is talking about the tags. Okay, it's explaining everything I did in my recording so far. The paragraph, okay, what is opened and must be closed. The final tag to be closed is the parent tag. If I'm telling you about here, then let me say the parent tag is the HTML, and then this is the open tag, and this is the closing tag. Now then I have let me say the first child is head, and we have the second child is body. Now in the body I have three children. One is H1, the second one is H2, the third one is this paragraph P. Okay, and now if you look at again the head, it is an information that is telling you something about your website, and it's not gonna displayed inside the page or the web page here. It's just, for example, the title here. Okay, so please be aware of those things and the meaning of UTF and then meta, for example, metadata, or the information about the name, viewport and its features. Okay, and so on. I believe all of those contents, all of those things are available in this introduction to HTML. So for example, comments, okay, look at those the comments, how to write a comment. I explained it to you. And finally, maybe this link is some common tabs and more about page meta info. So a hyperlink, we will cover all of those in our entire semester. So far we talk H1, H2, paragraph, and we will see others. For example, once we start talking about tables and other content. So more about page meta info. If you see, look at the structure of my web page, the head, this is the head, the body, and the footer. Look at the body. If you go here, here is the head and title. We explained everything to you guys. Please read them carefully. Meta, what is meta? And if you see the character set UTF, it is tells your browser to use UTF-8 character set. Okay, and what else? The viewport. The tag is used to control viewport settings on mobile devices. We will see, or tablets. We will see this one in what we called it the responsive design, and what is UTF. Okay, so please read all of those content. The link, we will talk about link later on, not now. And script, it is something we will include it, or we'll talk about it in our future um, uh, uh, topics. Now, maybe finally, or I will leave it for the style when we start talking about style. Okay, maybe that's all for this recording. Thank you so much.